The most practice owners think the automation is expensive or it's complicated. In reality, three simple automations can reclaim about 20 hours per biller per week. Automation is not really about giant software overalls. It's all about smart and repeatable wins that adds up fast and get you clear results at the end of the day. It's all about making your process more simple, repeatable, that will help you understand the dynamics of your processes and help you automate there itself. Here is what I really see every day. When I speak with the practice owners and I get to know how exactly they're managing the processes and running their day-to-day business, then I get to know some of the day-to-day routine checks. For example, the very first step is about the eligibility checks. When you start seeing the patients, it is important for you to understand whether this patient is eligible for the type of services you are providing them. In order to do that, eligibility is first of all very important step that you actually cover as part of your revenue cycle management. And I see where practice owners does check the eligibility, but they do it manually, and the claim statuses are getting updated portal by portal. That essentially means your biller log into the portal one by one for each pair that you are contracted with, and check the status of the claims by entering the claim numbers, patient ID details. You get to know like what is the status of this claim. So this process is also managed pretty much manually across the board. Similarly, let's talk about the payment posting process. I mean, we can literally see some of our clients who has been posting the payments, one by one. And you do understand the payment posting process. I mean, you receive either the ERA or EOBs, where you get to know the details about a particular claim, what payments have you received against this claim, this visit, this patient, and then you tend to update that payment into your billing platform. That's how you post the payments. I mean, that's the manual process. Let's think about a moment. Like, each of these steps steals time of yours. They just not only steal the time, but they're prone to error and often delays the cash flow, because these are one of the major obstacles that actually hinders cash flows for the businesses like yours. And all these manual efforts keeps your team really stuck into a reactive mode. And what does that mean by reactive mode? It really puts your team into a situation where they submit the claim and they're waiting as a result of a denial, for example, or any reason claim is not paid. In that situation, your team is just not reactive. They become defensive sometimes. In order to combat issues like this, at Wise Medical Billing, we started working with clients and get pretty much all of our clients to a framework. And this framework is called a 3A framework. And we consider this framework as one of the fastest path from busy work to a predictable results. And let's have a deep dive and understand what this framework is all about, what we are talking about 3As. This 3A framework really talks about automating your repeatable processes, auditing the work and your performance around it, and advancing your processes at a level from manual to an automated process, and then making yourself ready for the AI. Let's have a deep dive to understand this framework a bit, so you can learn this framework and implement it as part of your practice, and make your operations streamlined. So as part of this model, the very first step, which is automation, that really talks about identifying pretty much any and all of your processes which are repetitive in nature, any of your workflow which is rule based, tasks are clearly defined but manual in nature. All you just need to do is script them. When I say script them, that means automate them. There are multiple tools available who can help you automate some of those processes. The second step of this framework is really about auditing what you have changed and measure the outcome of it. Audit and measure what is the clean claim rate looks now versus prior to automation, and how's your denial rate standing at the moment, and just compare your claim rate, denials, your AR days, and see what is the change. Either these KPIs are improving post implementing the change, or it's just staying the same. If it stays the same, that means you need to troubleshoot the processes again. Now, once you have run your analysis, you audited it, it's really time to advance for the next steps. Use the automation insights to expand the automation capabilities as part of your workflows and retain your staff by leveraging them on making your quality even much efficient. So at this stage, the way I see it, this kind of creates a flywheel automation that drives the data automatically without any interruptions. Once your processes are automated, you're reviewing your results, and of course you get the data in hand. You get to know the absolute clear picture of your KPIs. What is your performance looks like. When you start making decisions based on the data, those decisions will help you drive more automation. There's a saying, data drive decisions are always considered as the best decisions. So make yourself really ready for the adoption of AI capabilities that will help you grow with this faster pace. At this stage, you have learned what is the 3A framework that will help you improve and make your processes more efficient. Now let's dive in and take a look at the exact blueprint that you should be using to make your practice thrive. I'm going to share about 3 steps formula with you today. Let's start from here. So step number 1 is all about eligibility automation. This is one of the basic and the foundational pillar of your RCM process itself. Do you know most of the EHRs can check your coverage on a regular basis? Pretty much they update their data every day. That means EHR have the capability and functionality available for you where you can check the data. But this is something, as we discussed, like already being managed manually, so you can automate this process. And just a one step ahead, along with eligibility, if you add on the benefits verification, I'll touch base a little more on it once we are discussing the portal part. So eligibility is one of the process, and this is most crucial process for you. You wanted to see the patients who are eligible for your services. So step number 2 is about claim status automation. The bot pulls hundreds of statuses just within hours. This is one of the process which is something you should be targeting as part of your topmost priority once you start the automation journey. Let's try to understand what I really mean by claim status automation. You understand that in order to check the claim status, you gotta sign in to the payer portals. This is your biller's job, of course. So biller gets into the payer portal, check the claim by entering claim number, the patient IDs, and to really see what is the claim status looks like at the moment. So it's a manual, it's a tedious process. Your biller has to do it one by one every time for every claim and for every payer. Just think about it. As a billing company, I personally believe checking the claim status is part of the AR management essentially. So it is the most tedious and most time-consuming process. And once this process is fully automated, means there's a bot instead of a human who is entering the patient relevant, claim relevant information into the portals automatically and check the status of the claim and get you a result either within your EHR system, practice management system, or in an Excel spreadsheet, purely your choice how exactly you design it. So it's all about getting the bot to a function. Instead, you spend human hours to run some of these processes. So once you have the claim status in front of you, just checked in 100% accurately through a bot, your decision making is going to be improved. Your time is going to be saved. Just think about it. When your team starting its day, they already know what is they're supposed to do, and they're going to focus less on the clerical and data entry type work and utilizing their mind powers to solve the complex problems instead of spending time on the smaller ones. So biller life is getting more easier by implementing some of these processes itself. So in this situation, either we talk about the claim status check. I did reference back about verifying the patient benefits. You verify the benefits from the portal itself. Pretty much same platform, but different tasks altogether. Same way you can apply bots to check the status. Now your billing team is in the office. Their responsibility is not going to check the claim status, but they are going to be focused more on fixing the denials. And you know that if you save that much of time and efforts, and when your team is more focused on denial fixing instead of all other work, your cash flows are going to be improved. Your claim rate is going to be increased, and that's how you start progressing and keep improving your KPIs. And step number 3 is about payment posting automation. Auto post your ERA files and review only ones that are exceptions. And I can tell you, automation can just not only solve and help you post the payments through ERAs, which is your electronic data file. This can also help you automating and picking the data from your EOBs that you receive in the paper form. So in today's world, technology has improved a lot, and a lot of these problems can be solved by simply introducing and implementing these automation techniques. So the blueprint I just shared with these 3 steps, if you're able to implement this, I can tell you, you would save dozens of hours of manual work, and multiple touch points are going to be automated, and this saves lots of time and create precision as part of your day-to-day operations. Just imagine a day, let's say starting Monday, when you join the office, and you have a reporting dashboard in front of you that already shows you the number of claims that are already verified for your practice, or the number of claims that are already verified by your team, pretty much robotics team, I would say. And then your denials are flagged, and your billing team already knows what to work on, and you're gonna see the new patients today, and their benefits are already verified, their eligibilities are checked, and the claims that are already adjudicated by the payers, their payments are already posted in the system. And see how exactly by implementing this framework and making your processes more efficient, this will make your life more easier and peaceful. And that's why business owners prefer to automate their workflows, so they can live a peaceful life. At the same time, they're more focused on the patient care and growth of their business. It moves you from guessing to governing your revenue cycle. And when your team stops chasing the data, they'll start driving the performance. If you believe this 3A framework works for you, I would like you to download the file. Just message me and or comment in the video as 3A framework, and I'll share this framework along with the implementation guide. So it actually walks you through each automation with recommended tools and the KPIs. Then join me in the next video, where we'll design the automation ready workflow using the 4S system.